Hello everyone, welcome to today's demo. So what you're seeing here is our welcome page once you first access our demo center at apps.cloud.ptshome.com. So one thing to note that this will be an ever-changing process. So as you log into the cloud, you may see some changes as we're actively working on this site. So at the top here, we have the option to go right to browsing of all the apps that we have available for you to demo. In the bottom section, we have a video on the overview of how to use this website. And you'll also see a navigation bar on the left-hand side where you can browse the different sections of this demo cloud. So right now, we're on the welcome page. We also have a demo dashboard. This just gives you a screenshot of what some analytics can look like if you decide to go with PTS Cloud. So this will show you user activity, any login details, how many times a user has logged in, when they've last logged in, and so on. And we have the demo apps library. This is where you'll go to our listing of apps to demo. We should be adding to these as time goes on. We also have an option to manage your mobile subscription. I won't click into that, but we do give you that option to jump out to the subscription portal. And obviously you can log out. So if I go back to the welcome page, once again, this demo apps library, if we click on the browse all apps, we'll be brought to the same screen. So you'll see two apps we have available right now. We have a simple scan app and a simple RFID. So if you want to demo one of these apps, just simply click this demo this app button. And you're brought to a page. It gives you a little explanation on what this application does, as well as any supported devices that may be relevant to this particular application. You'll also see a screenshot of the device, an option to download it, as well as a section below to actually view the data you've collected. So I'm going to go ahead and click this download button. That's going to bring us to a wizard. So this is going to allow you to select the platform that you're currently using, and based on that, you'll be given different options on how to actually get the application. So if I were to stick with Android here, we'll click next. It's going to ask if we have a camera or not. So one of the reasons for this is your typical Android phones, if you have a camera, it does have the ability to scan a QR code. However, if you're using a Zebra device or something from a different manufacturer, some of those cameras don't actually support the scanning of a QR code and would require a separate QR code scanning app. So if I were to just hit next here, you'll see that since my device has a camera, it's presenting me with the option to get a standalone app. So this is actually a standalone app that's separate from Tracer Plus. So if you already have Tracer Plus installed, this app will actually install as a separate application. So it won't clobber any existing project that you may currently be using in production. So that's where this is useful. I'm just going to slide over my phone here just to show you. So if I click my camera, and I go ahead and scan this, you'll see that it presents me with the web address to get that project. So I'll click Show Options, then I'll click Open in Browser. So that's going to prompt me to download this APK. So I'm going to go ahead and click Download. You'll see that it downloaded. I'm going to click that Open File, and I'm going to click Install. You'll see that that's installing the Tracer Plus Simple Scan application. And I'm going to go ahead and click Open. You're going to want to click Allow because Tracer Plus will need access to the file system. And once you first get into the application, it's going to ask you to either try it, log in, or register. If you're an existing user, you can log in with your subscription account. If you're not, you can click the Try It and sign up for a trial account. So I'm going to go ahead and click the Login, and I'll log in with my user. And I'll just click Login. So you'll see here we're brought to a page that has the simple scan application with an option to scan items. So if I go ahead and click that scan items, it brings us to a form, and we can actually proceed to start scanning items. Since I'm using my Android phone, I don't have a barcode scanner, so I can simply click on this camera icon to pull up the device's built-in camera scanner. I'll go ahead and scan a barcode here. I'll go ahead and click it again. I'll scan a second one. And let's go ahead and scan one more. So as I'm scanning these barcodes, you'll see that they're auto-saving and showing in that grid below. You can also choose to sort differently. If you want to sort ascending, you can actually sort these scans ascending or go back to descending, as well as clear all scans if you want to start over. Once you've actually finished scanning your data, you can click this Sync to Cloud button. So before I do that, I'll just return to the wizard here. This gives you some instructions on what to actually do. These are the steps that I just took. I'm going to just click the Done button to return to that page. So you'll see our data here. We have 2 records right now. I'm going to go ahead and clear this data out. I can simply check all those and click the Delete button. So if I go back to my phone here, I'm going to go ahead and click the Sync to Cloud. And this will send the data to this cloud. Once that's finished, that sync dialog will go away. And if I click refresh here, here's the 3 records that I just scanned. It's also capturing the date scanned, the date synced, as well as the username. So one thing to note, in order to see this data that you collected, you'll need to log into the cloud or to our demo cloud with the same user that you've logged into Tracer Plus on your handheld. That's how you're able to see only your data that you collected. So I do want to show you some other options of how to get the application. So if I go ahead to download again, and if I click, I'll still stick with Android here and click next. Now let's say our device doesn't have a camera. And it's then going to ask if we have Tracer Plus already installed. So if I click no to that and click next, it's going to present me with options on how to install Tracer Plus. So the easiest way to get Tracer Plus installed to your device is to do it through Google Play. So all you have to do is open up Google Play, search for Tracer Plus, and install the application. If your device doesn't have access to Google Play, you can actually download the Tracer Plus APK by clicking this link here. This will bring you to our download page. You'll fill out the form and click download. And once that's downloaded, you can manually copy that over to your device and then go ahead and click on that to install. You'll see we have those instructions there. Once you have Tracer Plus installed, go ahead and click next. So now this will present you with a different type of QR code. This QR code is meant to be scanned within the Tracer Plus application. And note that it will overwrite any existing project that you currently have deployed. I can show you that as well. So if I were to go, I'll go ahead and exit this. And I will open up just the Tracer Plus application. But before I do, you'll see that the Tracer Plus Simple Scan, you'll see that that did install as a separate application. So we have TP Simple Scan, but I still also have our standard Tracer Plus 10 software. If I go ahead and click that, you'll see that I have a project already downloaded to this device. So if we follow these instructions, we're simply going to click on the menu in the upper left corner, click on the download project, click on the scan QR code. So one note here, If your device does have a camera, you can scan it, but if you don't, you can go to this manual entry and get this project. But I'll just go ahead and scan this QR code. And you'll see that the same project downloads. So it's the same simple scan, same interface, scan barcode, sync to cloud. It's going to go to my cloud data. I'll go ahead and click done to that. I'll show you some of the other options here. Actually, I could have also clicked the start over. So those were the options for Android. We also support iOS. So if I click on the iOS, click next, it's going to ask you that same question. Do you have Tracer Plus already installed? If you click no, it's going to direct you to get the app from the Apple App Store. And once you do that, you'll be brought to the download project page once you click next. If I go back and say that we do have Tracer Plus already installed and you click next, it's going to bring you right to that same project download. And one last option we have, if I start over, is our Zebra. So any Zebra devices out there, those typically have barcode scanners. So if we click next, once again, it's going to ask if you have Tracer Plus already installed. You can click yes or no, and it's going to direct you to either install Tracer Plus if I click no, or it's going to direct us to download the project if I click yes. One thing to note, if you do have any problems at any point in this process, once you get to these final steps here, you can click this button here and please send us an email. You can shoot us an email at customer service, create a ticket, or contact us and let us know if you're having any trouble getting any of these demo applications. If I just go back to the start over, one of the things I wanted to show you, if I click next, is if you're a more advanced user, you can go right to the bottom here where it says skip, take me to the final install options. And that will give you the two different options to install as a standalone app or as a Tracer Plus project by just flipping between these two radio buttons. So rather than go through the wizard steps, you can jump right to this page and select which option you want. We go ahead and click done. I'll go back to the all apps, and I just wanted to show you the simple RFID. I'm just going to go ahead and clear all of my data. All right, so it's going to be the same process. We click download. We're going to be presented with that same wizard. In my case, I'm using a Zebra device. So I'll go ahead and slide that over. I'm going to go ahead and click next. I do already have Tracer Plus installed, so I'll click next. And once again, we're presented with that Tracer Plus desktop project download. If I bring up my device, I'll launch Tracer Plus. It's going to ask me to log in. Go ahead and log in. And you'll see that I previously had the simple scan deployed to this device. What I'm going to do now is get the simple RFID. So I'll just go to that menu, download projects, and I can just scan that QR code on the screen with the barcode scanner. Once it's scanned, you'll see that it downloads, and here is the simple RFID application. So I can go ahead, click on this icon. And the goal of this application is to basically scan assets to a specific location. So we give you locations here, room 1 through 4 as a test. So I select that room, and then I can just hold the trigger, scan a bunch of tags in that room. So you'll see that I scanned a bunch of tags here. It's actually 23. If you wanted to actually locate one of these items to also showcase the Geiger feature, I click locate. I can sort through this grid, and if I wanted to, I can click on an item and then click locate. And then if I hold the trigger down, you can search for the item using a Geiger counter. You'll see as I get closer to the item, it beeps more frequently. As I pull away, it beeps a lot less. That's also a nice feature of Tracer plus RFID, is to be able to locate a specific tag. So I'll go ahead and close that. And if we wanted to continue scanning, we could click scan. Let's say I wanted to move to a different room. Just select a different room, and then I can scan again. Now we have a total of 44 records. So now I'm ready to sync that to the cloud. So we'll go ahead and click done. Just to get back to the data interface. And let's go back to the device and go ahead and click sync to cloud. And if I refresh this, you'll see that we have 44 records. So in this instance, we're collecting the RFID tag, the location, as well as the date scanned and who scanned it. I did want to talk about a little bit of the other features of this actual grid that you can use. So as you saw, you can delete things. So I can mass delete by selecting this checkbox in the column headers. Or I can individually select certain items and just click the delete button and then just click OK to delete. Another thing you can do is search. So if I wanted to search for, maybe I just wanted room 1. I can key that in. It's going to show us any room 1 tags. I can clear that filter. I can also search for room 2. It's going to show us all our room 2 tags. I can also search for a specific tag if I wanted to, or anything that's similar to 1008, let's say in this case. So there's our EPC that has 1008 in it. And also note that you can drop down this filter fields and choose which fields you actually want to search data for. So I can actually uncheck some of those columns if I don't want to search those columns for that data. That's a nice search feature. Another thing you can do is actually export this data. So if you wanted to then import this into some other system, you could click export. It's just going to create a CSV file. So I open that and then just slide that over. Excel is going to do its scientific notation thing, but if you actually looked at this data in a raw text format, it would have the correct values. That's a good way to export that data that you've collected. You can also choose how many rows to show on, or I should say per page. So if I only wanted to show 10, show 25, and so on, and you can use these arrows here to page through the data. So just a little snippet of what the Demo Cloud Center offers. Feel free to check out Tracer Plus to try this out on your own. But with that, I'll turn it back over to Brett.
So I hope everybody could see how quickly you can create a demo for barcode data collection and RFID data collection. Specifically RFID, I know a lot of the resellers, PTS has struggles to go out and actually effectively show how RFID works and how powerful it can be within an organization. Like I said in the beginning, these are basic clouds, and we can go pretty far from this basic to a powerful data management system as we further configure it. And our roadmap includes the tools that will allow our end users, as always, to take control of their own clouds in the near future. Okay, with that being said, if anyone wants to learn more, please download, follow us on LinkedIn, talk to your Tracer Plus or Clearstream sales representative, and they can even arrange demos of more robust clouds if you really see a need within your organization or one of the organizations you work with. Thanks a lot, everybody. We really do appreciate your support and look forward to hearing your feedback.